Hey, you done, man? I'm still hungry.
When I go fishing, other fishermen sometimes stare at my kayak.
Huh?
And they often have expressions of surprise and confusion. Maybe they can tell I did a lot of DIY to it, and they like what I have done. Or they just don't understand what is happening. But it made me realize my affinity towards the phrase custom design. As I got older, I learned more about myself and I became more aware of my weaknesses and strengths. One of my strengths is I can quickly assess an object or an environment and develop solutions to improve it for my needs. Whether it's organizing my stuff, build something, or in this case, my fishing kayak. Since I was a kid, I remember admiring specialized environments that suit the owner's needs, such as a corner mom-and-pop restaurant's kitchen, a neighbor's metal shop, or street food vendor's carts. I remember staring at their space like the fishermen stare at my kayak. These spaces are highly refined but not necessarily fancy in construction of materials. They were low-key but well thought out and unpretentious. These one-of-a-kind spaces, through time, slowly adapted to the needs of the occupant and became extensions of their body. They became one. They are mesmerizing, especially when the operator is in that space and his elements. The seamless integration of the human body and its physical environment around them is beautiful and magical to me. But this synergy of one's body and its surroundings takes time. It is a process of trial and error, and the improvements are incremental. I don't remember how many times I have been on the water before my kayak transformed into this. When I bought the second-hand kayak on Craigslist, it had no wheels for transport, nor a place to mount an electric motor. And it came with a flimsy paddle with no place to rest when fishing. But it is wide and stable. A blank canvas for customizing into a fishing machine. By roughly the 10th trip, I made a wooden mount for a Minn Kota trolling motor and got a pair of kayak wheels from Amazon, which work like crap. It also took a lot of physical labor to mount and dismount the boat on top of my car, and setting up the motor was a drag. Many little things need attention, which all adds up and becomes stressful. There are numerous specialized fishing kayaks in the market, some costing almost as much as a new car. Of course, with that kind of price tag, they're all well designed, but it's way over my budget. I need to make a pair of more robust and efficient wheels for my kayak. I decided to make it out of wood and aluminum. I will secure these axles to wooden legs on each side. This Baltic plywood will make a strong hinge point for the legs. I temporarily clamped the wood on the hinge to finalize its curvature. Next, I drill all the necessary holes before cutting it into shape with a bandsaw. I love using this old sander. It's from the 1920s. It is very satisfying and therapeutic. I bought it at an auction 15 years ago for about metal scrap price. I refurbished it and brought it back to life. These curves are engineered to reduce the leg's weight by almost half. In a kayak, every ounce counts. I dry fitted all the components of the wheel system and made sure they all fit. I gave all the wood pieces 2 coats of paint to protect and seal them from moisture. While the paint dries, I want to add a paddle clip on the left side of the kayak and an anchor trolley for the anchor. I tidy up the wires and waterproofed all the connections with shrink tube and liquid rubber. I picked a spot by the right side of the seat and mount the motor speed control. The next day I put it all back together. These wheels and axles are recycled from that crappy dolly. Let's see how these wheels work. Pretty good. This kayak anchor pulley designed by Scotty is an excellent accessory as it makes pulling anchors easy. I squeezed some silicone into the electrical connections where I pulled apart the trolling motor. It should minimize any possibility of water intrusion into the motor housing. These 2 cables are part of the rudder control system connected to the foot pedals, which I've modified to move freely. I decided to use my trailer for transporting, and during the off-season, it neatly tucks away into the garage ceiling. There's no need to do this anymore. Oh. I'm proud to say this is my kayak. I have everything I need within my reach, even when I have to pee. I have worked on every square inch of it. Everything on it is all I have on the water. It's my home when I go fishing. It's efficient, comfortable, and a hunting machine. There's great satisfaction when I custom build something and it works fantastic. And knowing that there's always room for improvement and be patient. Ultimately, it's worth every effort I put in. Because it makes getting to my goal more enjoyable. Now I get to save all that unnecessary wasted energy and use it on trying to catch dinner. Or maybe make a new friend. This bird followed me for a while, for at least 2 kilometers. Look at that. I'm still determining what it wants. I suspect it's food related. I always bring some crackers, so why not share them with my new friend? It gets more comfortable following me, and the distance between us gets reduced more and more, until it's eating out of my hand. This must be instant karma at work.
Hey, you done, man? I'm still hungry.
These fish are naturally small in size, but they're perfect for the grill. Most fish hunt with both sight and taste. I like putting a little piece of worm on the hook to make them commit to biting. When they see my dodger flashing in the water, they think it is other fish that are feeding. So they will often swim closer to investigate. And once they are close, they will eat the bait right behind the dodger, and it's game on. Oh, you're still here. But I'm out of food, buddy. Finding the right size container between my legs took a while. It does a good job keeping my vessel clean.
Alright, look at this baby. What a beautiful fish. Ooh, look at that.
I think this is a cutthroat trout, but I'm not sure. If any fisherman's watching, please tell me.
It should always be your fish if you want them to taste good. Kokanee.
I started to fish when I was maybe 8 years old, but fishing used to be very different for me. Taiwan is densely populated, so there are only so many places with wild fish around. A few years ago, I went back to the same spot in this picture from the 80s. The water was smelly and dark from pollution, and it was sad. Many people pay by the hour to fish in artificial concrete ponds, and that was the beginning of my fishing experience. It's very different from how people go fishing in North America. It took me a while to understand why people call it sports fishing here. Because to me, there was nothing sporty about it. In Taiwan, it's more like patience fishing. One will pick a spot, then sit and wait. I sometimes sat for hours without a bite, and the gears were very minimal. I now appreciate both ways of fishing and the wisdom behind them, but that is for another video. When there's a school of fish underneath the boat, it's game on. It can be one fish after another and sometimes two simultaneously. This is sports fishing.
two at the same time.
When things are going well, this is when something stupid happens. Just keep your eyes on the net. Yes, it is on its way to the lake bottom.
Where's my net?
Upon further improvement, the new net is now unsinkable, with the swimming noodle wrapped around the handle. It's windy and not so nice to fish anymore. It's time to wrap it up and go home. To fight the head-on wind, I combine the force of both the motor and pedal. Whilst thinking about this in my head gives me strength. You cannot get a fish that is more fresh than this. It is so healthy looking and its body is very streamlined from all the swimming in the lake. It's very different from farmed fish, which tend to look chubby and lazy.
These are the bugs they've been feeding on. The little bugs. Wow. Wow, look at that. Stomach is actually edible. You just scrape it off. Look at that. It's beautiful.
These fish nourish my body and my plants. It's time to make some fish skewers. I like using cedars. These are fresh and full of water, so they won't burn while grilled. It's best to use straight branches, as heavily curved one will make the grilling process awkward and difficult. This is how we used to grill, on the ground with an old fireplace grate and some bricks. It works, but our hands get hot from the heat. And you know me, I have to custom build a better one. Just look at her. How can I not? I designed and welded a metal frame inspired by a yakitori-style grill and lined the inside with heat-insulating fire bricks. Now our hands don't get burned, and we can also control the heat with built-in dampers. There's something gratifying and rewarding about being able to design, create, and manifest an idea into reality, and eventually enrich your life. Like all those vendors and shop owners, they all come up with unique ways to organize, fabricate, and creatively present themselves with whatever is available. As human beings, we are all different from each other. So why are we driving the same cars, living in similar houses, wearing the same clothes, and buying furniture from IKEA? You might think I'm an incredible fisherman who lands all my fish. Well, this footage is what make you reconsider.
Wow! Wow! Oh! That must be like the 10th fish I lost today. Losing them. Another one.
If you like my video, please remember to like, subscribe, or comment. I promise I will not swear so much in my future videos.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you done, man? I'm still hungry.